All right, today we're going to be talking about how to solve multi-step equations using combining like terms. If we see up at the top here, we have our steps for solving multi-step equations. These are the full steps that we will learn eventually, but today we are only going to focus on number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. We will talk about the first one, distribute, tomorrow. So let's take a look at our first example. First step we are going to do after we draw our line down the equal sign is to combine like terms. So if we look here, we have negative 5v plus 8v equals 3. So negative 5v and 8v are like terms since they both have the same variable v. So we're going to combine these by adding them together. We're doing negative 5 plus 8. Remember, different signs mean that we subtract the numbers. So 8 minus 5 is 3. Keep the variable. And since 8 is bigger, it is a positive 3. Bring down your equal sign and the 3 on the right. Then from here, we would see if we have a two-step equation. However, today we just have a one-step. So we're going to go on to moving the number that is attached to the variable, so that's the 3. To get the variable completely by itself, we are dividing by 3 on both sides. That's going to leave us with v by itself because those the 3's cancel out here. On the right-hand side, 3 divided by 3 is 1. So our final answer here is v equals 1. Now we can check that using step number 5 by plugging it back into the original question. Replace v with 1, like this. Okay, from here we're going to multiply our numbers by 1. So negative 5 times 1 is negative 5 still. 8 times 1 is 8. Then do negative 5 plus 8. That gets us to 3. So that's how we know that our answer is correct. All right, now let's try the second example here. So once again, draw your line down the equal sign. Then we're going to combine like terms. So C and 7C are like terms. Remember, there is an invisible 1 here in front of the C that we don't write it, but it's there. I would suggest you go ahead and write it so that we remember there's a 1, not a 0 there. So then we're going to combine our like terms by adding them together. 1C plus 7C is 8C. Bring down your equal sign and the 56. From here, all we need to do is divide by 8 on both sides, and 56 divided by 8 is 7, so our answer is C equals 7. Once again, just like on the last question, we're going to plug it back in. We're taking 56 equals 7, replace that C with 7, plus 7 times C, which again is 7. So 7 times 7 is 49. Add that with our 7 to get a total of 56. So we were correct with our answer. All right, moving on to our next row of examples. On the left here, let's draw our line down the equal sign. Then we are going to identify our like terms. So this time we have 3 terms. Total, we have 3x and that minus 2x that are like terms. The 5 is not a like term because it does not have the variable of x. So let's combine our like terms by doing 3x minus 2x. 3 minus 2 is 1. So we got our 1x. Remember, 1x is the same thing as just x. So that's all I'm going to write here is just x. Okay, then since I didn't do anything with this plus 5, I'm going to go ahead and bring it down as is. Bring down our equal sign and the 12. From here, all we need to do to get x by itself is to subtract 5 on both sides. Those 5s are going to cancel out. We're left with x on the left. On the right, we are doing 12 minus 5, which is 7. Here is our final answer. Remember to check your answer, so we're going back to the original equation. Replace x with 7. From here, we're doing 3 times 7, which is 21. Keep that plus 5, and 2 times 7 is 14. Bring down that minus sign in front. Then we're working from left to right. So 21 plus 5 is 26, and 26 minus 14 is indeed 12. So since we got the same number, our answer of 7 was correct. Okay, I would like you now to go ahead and pause the video and try this next question right here, and then come back to the video, check to make sure you did it correct before we move on to the next. Okay, now you should have had a chance to pause the video, try this next question. So let's see if you got it correct. So first I'm going to draw my line down the equal sign. Then we're identifying our like terms, which was 10y and 2y. So those we are adding together to get 12y. Bring down the minus 5, bring down my equal sign, and the 43. From here, we add 5 to both sides. Those 5s are going to cancel out. 43 plus 5 gets us to 48. That equals 12y. Then the last step would be to divide by 12. 48 divided by 12 is 4. So that is our answer for this one. All right, let's move on to the last row of examples for today. So if you feel like you need a little bit more practice, I would suggest sticking around to watch this next example, or if you would like to try it on your own first, then come back to check to make sure your answer is correct, feel free to do so. But if you feel like you understand this pretty well, then feel free to skip ahead on this video to our last example. But let's go ahead and jump in here with this one. Okay, first step after we draw our line down the equal sign is once again identify our like terms. So that would be our minus 7x here and the 3x. So negative 7 plus 3 gets us to negative 4. Keep that variable. Since we didn't do anything with that plus 3, bring it down after, bring down your equal sign, and that 24. From here, we subtract 4 on both sides. Those 4's cancel out. We're left with negative 4x on the right. On the left, we have 24 minus 4, which is 20. From here, to get x by itself, remember this is negative 4 times x. The opposite of multiplying is to divide, so we have to divide by everything in front of that variable. So divide by negative 4 on both sides. Okay, on the right, we're left with x then. On the left, 20 divided by negative 4 is negative 5. That is our answer for this one. I'm going to skip the checking on this one, but let's move on to the last question. So draw your line down the equal sign. This one is going to have, as we see, a few extra steps from the others. So here, let's identify our like terms. So I have 4y and that 2y. Those are like terms, so let's go ahead and combine those. So 4y plus 2y is 6y, okay? Then here, I see I have this minus 7 and I have this 3. So those are what we call constants. That means they don't have a variable. Those are also considered like terms because neither of them have the variable at all. So we're going to combine those. Negative 7 plus 3 gets us to a minus 4. Bring down your equal sign and the 20. From here, it's just a two-step equation. So next step we're going to do is to add 4 to both sides. Those 4's cancel out. We're left with 6y. On the right, 20 plus 4 is 24. Last step then is to divide by 6 on both sides. We get our final answer of 4. Okay, so now that you've seen a couple examples, it's time to try your homework. If you feel like you need a little bit more time to look over these examples, feel free to go back, watch any of them again. Take your time on this before you move on to your assignment.